Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. This is going to be a RoseCraft Sunday rendition. Listen, guys, I got 4 knives that I want to show you that I just got in not too long ago. This is the first one. This is the Castoria. It's D2 steel, G10 handles, button lock. Now, listen, as long as the weather holds up, I'll be putting out another video today. It'll be an actual use review. We're going to use this this knife in the video. There's something about this knife that I adore. Look at that grip. Plenty of grip right there. Now that button lock, I've noticed if you come too high, you'll smash it some. But I've got plenty of grip right here. It's locked in place. Spin it upside down. I like that pocket clip. We've got a lanyard hole if you like that. Open back construction. There's a lot to be said for this knife. Sharpening choil, finger guard. One thing I like about flippers is you got a finger guard. I'm not 100% on that button lock. I haven't used it. I hadn't used RoseCraft's iteration. That's why I want to start the reviews off with this one. Before I get too far in the video, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, listen, stats are everywhere, especially on the weekend, right? It's a little higher, it just is. That's why here at the channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is unacceptable, and all that means we're not a charity. We don't try to be. We don't try to sucker anybody in. It just means, vets, you have a place here. Dudes, you're welcome here. We love you, man. Thank you. We back to blue over here. We support Leo, all to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. When we do, because I have, we accept responsibility for it. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So here's the deal. Real quick commercial. This knife, there's 3 or 4 knives in my life that I would absolutely put my name on and my life on. From a work standpoint, from a use standpoint, I'll put my name all over this sumbitch. You could write it right there. Why? Because I've used one of these every day since last year. Just being honest. This is my second one. I went to pry a lid off a 55-gallon drum. Don't do that. Busted the first one. But here's the thing. I use this knife every day at work. This is the second one. Every single day of my life. I'm either cutting sandblast hose, cutting zip ties, cutting bags of sand, cutting tape, scraping, prying, and this knife does the work. And when I get home, every video that I shoot, this knife does the pre-cuts. Now, understand what I'm saying. I don't do pre-cuts like cheating. I'm talking about if I need a certain length of rope, if I need a certain length of sandblast hose, if I've got an uneven cut, I'll cut this off. If I need to shave some wood down, I will put my name on this knife, and here's the deal. The son of a bitch is on sale. I just seen it. It's $29. This is the only $29 knife that I would bet my life on, and I'll do it. Now, some people say, well, Scab, the detent's a little weak. Guys, listen to me. Is detent important? Well, somebody said it's important if it opens in your pocket. Well, nobody's stupid enough to carry a knife that'll open in your pocket, I would hope. I would hope not. I don't mean that ugly. But I do insist that on this channel, we use common sense. I've never in my life. And how do you check that, Scab? Well, I take the knife like this. Let me show you. A quick detent checker. Yeah, it ain't opening my pocket. I'm not saying detent's not important. Is it important? Of course it is. But for me, function, cutting, stabbing, chopping is more important. If it has a decent detent, I think this one does, I'm fine. I'm good. It's got pretty good lockup. And again, this is just my go-to knife. You don't have to like it. There's a lot of knives that other channels show that I hate. I don't go over there and say that, but I may start since people do it to me. All right, so there's that. Next one. This one, now, that's going to be last. The next one they sent that I found really, really intriguing was the Holston River surgeon's knife. Now, the surgeon's knife's made a resurgence here lately. It really has. Now, this is the little blade. This ain't the main blade. One thing about RoseCraft that they do that I absolutely adore is they send you a damn sharp knife. I mean, and at the end of the day, you would say that's the least a company can do, but we all know companies that don't do it. These guys send you a sharp knife. Now, I just cut my finger there. The Holston River, this style is making a comeback. Man, isn't that dope? You know what I think about with this knife? I'm just going to be honest. I think about two people. I really do. My grandfather, Papa Zeb. He was my mom's stepdad. But he was married to my grandmother since I was little. Every time we'd pull up in Wilkes County, North Carolina, Papa Zeb would be sitting at the corner of a field on a stump whittling. He had a knife. If I tried to tell you what kind of knife, I'd lie to you. But it was like a slip joint, and it reminded me a lot of this. Had a long blade. I think of Papa Zeb when I use this, and when I carry it, when I hold it. The other person I think about is my great uncle Van Cobb, V-A-N-N Cobb, in Tupelo, Mississippi. Uncle Van was married to my Aunt Modine, my grandma's sister. Aunt Modine made some of the best fried ice cream you ever had in your life, son. But Uncle Van, every time I'd go up there, he would give me a $2 bill or a 50-cent piece. And Uncle Van had a slip joint that he had on him at all times. So when this Holston River surgeon's knife, those two, Uncle Van and Papa Zeb, and we all got people like that in our life. If you're watching this channel, some old man in your family had a slip joint. That's just why I like RoseCraft. Now, the other thing I want to show y'all is this. This is the Awanada. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. I'm sure they sit around and laugh at some of these names when they think I'm going to pronounce it. Here's the thing about this knife right here. Would this knife hold up to, would it do well in my demonstrations? Probably not. So, here's what I'm going to do. But would I carry it every day? I'm going to put this in my pocket. I'm going to report back to you in a month, and I guarantee you, I'm going to tell you this is probably one of my most used knives. Now, here's the deal. It's sharp as shit. And that again, a lot can be said for that. I absolutely love the sharpness factor here. The Awanada. D2 steel, D10 handles. Heavy duty little bottle thing right there, I think. Probably not, but that's what I'm going to call it. It comes in real sharp. Now, again, a slip joint. As I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about all the uses I can use at work. I'm excited. I'm not going to build some kind of false pretense or fake shit. Y'all know that. That's why I want to carry this thing for a month. I want to carry it for a month. I want to see how much I use it. In a month's time, I'll either come back and say, hey, look, barely pulled it out of my pocket, or I used it every day. I'm almost 100% willing to bet you I use this sumbitch every day. It's the Awanada. I love the look of it. So, I've covered the Holston surgeon's knife. I've covered the Castarilla. Now, the last knife I want to kind of cover, and I found this to be the most intriguing, is the Zambezi. Again, it's a smaller knife. But one thing that I love, because necessity dictates use a lot of times. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the things that I do at my job, I have to choke up on a knife. I have to get some kind of weird-ass grip to get into some kind of weird position. I love this knife. It's only like a 2-inch blade. There's just something about it. There's something intriguing about it. This is another knife that I want to carry. I'm not going to wait a full month. I'm going to carry it for a week. I'll report back to you next week. It's D2 steel, micarta handles. I love that I can choke up on it. Look at that edge. Look at that. Sharp. Let's see how sharp it is. Just to do an overall test. Let's poke it through. That's not bad, guys. I'm excited. Micarta handle scales D2. I love the shape. Is it a huge handle? No. It's not a huge handle. It's not meant to be. It's a small knife, a detail knife, probably maybe even a good carver, something like that, a little woodworking knife. We're going to find out. And before anybody knew it, well, I'm going to find out. That's what I just told you. That's the point of the channel. Take these knives, put them to work, see how they work. Did I have to change up a lot? Did it work naturally? I'll use this for a week. I'll report back to you. So real quick, let me run them down. The Zambezi, the Castorilla, kind of like that knife. The Holston River, which I really, really enjoy. Let me pull this. That wasn't smart. These three, and then the Avanada. So we got 2, 3, 4 coming to the channel. Y'all hear the thunder, man. That Castorilla, if the good Lord's willing, I'll get a review out to you today on. I'm really hoping I do. If I don't, it'll be out Tuesday. Listen, I love y'all. God knows I do. God bless y'all. I hope he does. I'm Scab. You're not. Y'all hear the puppies walking around. They hate thunder. I'm gone, son. Love y'all. Trying to look natural.